Good kick right in front of the goal, and it's in.
Second, cuts to the corner, take the shot, he scores!
Welcome to Peters Township Ladies Indian Basketball. Let's listen in for the starting lineups.
At guard, 5'7" freshman number 2, Riley McCabe. At forward, 5'9" junior number 4, Lincoln Flynn. At guard, 5'5" junior number 20, Josie Pugh. And guard, 5'5" senior number 32, Abby Atkinson. Thomas Jefferson is led by head coach Matt Rule. Here's one of the starters for Peters Township. At guard, 5'5" freshman number 2, Bree. At guard, 5'8" senior number 5, Sammy Hewitt. At guard, 5'3" junior number 10, Grace Hale. At forward, 6'3" sophomore number 14, Natalie Wetzel. And at guard, 5'10" junior number 21, Gemma Walker. Here's Township led by head coach Steve Lemariu, assisted by Don McCullough, Brendan Gorski, Alex Jesse, and Jesse Merkel.
Teams are getting set for the opening tip. It'll be Wetzel against Flynn. Peters Township controls the tip. Passed off to the left to Morial. Back up the top to Kale. Walker dribbles left. The layup is up and good by Gemma Walker. This is Riley McCabe dribbling down. Dishes off to Julia Burbovich. Three-point shot is good by Riley McCabe. There's a foul on the floor, number 32, Abby Atkinson. Her first, team first.
Thomas Jefferson foul number 32, Abby Atkinson.
Inbound to Wetzel. Hands off to Kale. Wetzel up and in with a nice layup in the lane. Foul on TJ. Foul is on number 12, Josie Pugh.
Thomas Jefferson foul number 12, Kenna Haggerty.
Wetzel with a jump shot from the lane, bounces out. Rebound by TJ. Mishandled there at half court. TJ recovers. Shot in the lane, missed. Rebounded by Sammy Bewick. Dished up ahead to Gemma Walker for a layup. Three-point attempt misses. Rebounded by Morial. Dishes to Kale. Pushed ahead to Wetzel for a nice, easy layup under the basket. And Thomas Jefferson takes a timeout. 30-second timeout. Inbound under the basket by number 4, Lakeland Flynn. Comes to number 12, back to Flynn. Up the left side to Riley McCabe. There's the layup underneath by Julia Burbridge and fouled by number 5, Sammy Bewick. Wetzel dribbles in the lane, dishes out to Jeremy Walker. Walker for 3, no good off the back iron. Drive down the lane by number 2, Riley McCabe is good. And a blocking foul on number 5, Sammy Bewick. 4:47 left on the clock. Peters Township is up 8-7. Into the game, replacing Sammy Bewick is Molly Kubistek, number 4. Riley McCabe shooting 1. There's a foul on the floor. Foul is on number 10, Grace Kale. That's Grace's first foul of the game. Inbound under the basket by TJ. Comes up top. Circled around by McCabe. McCabe hands off to Berberich. Layup underneath is no good by Lakeland Flynn. Rebounded by Wetzel. Deflected out of bounds by TJ. Stays with Peters Township. Walker inbounds to Wetzel. Wetzel hands off to Kale. Back to Wetzel, driving the lane. Jump shot from the top is no good. Intercepted by Morial. Layup is no good, and rebounded by TJ. Pushed up the floor quickly, but intercepted by Gemma Walker. To Kubistek in the lane, no good. Rebound by TJ, number 2, Riley McCabe. Layup by TJ, number 4, Lakeland Flynn. That's her first. Score TJ 9, Peters Township 8. 2:54 left in the first quarter. Gemma Walker drives the lane, fouled on the shot. She'll be shooting 2.
Jefferson foul number 22, Caroline Summer.
Foul was on Summer, number 22. Walker fouled again, this one on the floor. This is by number 1, Berberich.
Jefferson foul number 1, Julie Berberich.
Kale inbounds to Wetzel, top of the key. Hand off back to Wetzel. Save attempt by Walker goes out of bounds. It'll be TJ ball. Intercepted by Kale. And fouled. Foul again on number 1. That's her second. She's coming out of the game and is being replaced by 32 Atkinson. This is Morial at the top. This is Walker for a 3, and it is good. Peters Township 11, TJ 9. Here comes McCabe to the side. 3-pointer is good for number 24, McKenna Haggerty. And that puts TJ up 12-11. Wetzel dished up to top to Kubistek. 3-pointer is no good, rims out. And Thomas Jefferson calls a timeout. Looks like it'll be a full timeout. There's 53 seconds left. TJ is up 12-11. After the timeout, TJ's inbounding. Inbound comes to number 2, Riley McCabe. Pass to the right to Pugh. Back to McCabe. Coming around to the left to Berberich. McCabe again up top. Staying largely on the perimeter. There's a shot from 3 by number 4, but is no good. Kale comes down, hands up to Walker, across to Kubistek in the lane. Jump shot is good. Molly Kubistek's first points of the game. Puts Peters Township up 13-12. Nice pass underneath by TJ to number 4, Lakeland Flynn. Is good. At the end of the first quarter, TJ 14, Peters 13. Thomas Jefferson inbound the ball to start the second quarter. Jump shot in the lane by Flynn is good. That's 6 points for Flynn. TJ's up 16-13. Morial passes inside to Wetzel. Wetzel's jump shot attempt is stripped by Berberich. Nice block underneath by Wetzel. but TJ recovers. Layup in the lane missed by McCabe. Rebounded by Walker. Off to Kale. Kale had the ball stripped coming down the lane. TJ recovers. Bringing it up now is Pugh. Pugh over to McCabe. Back up top for Berberich. And over to Atkinson. And thrown away by Pugh. It'll be Peters Township ball. Inbounding for Peters Township is Milana Khalil. Inbounds to Morial. Wetzel for three is good. Score is tied up 16-16. 6:13 to go in the second quarter. Three-shot attempt by number 2. McCabe is no good. And deflected out of bounds. Dropped out of bounds by 32. Atkinson, it'll be Peters' ball. Khalil again to inbound. Into the game for Peters is Sendrowski, replacing Kale. Wetzel passed to Morial for a three. That three bounces out. Put back up by Walker. No good. Finally followed up by Khalil. That's her first points of the game. Score Peters Township 18, TJ 16. Here's a three-point attempt. And it is good by Flynn. Puts TJ back on top, 19-18. Here's Walker. Walker down the right side, spin move is fouled by 22, Summer. Number 12 comes in replacing Summer. And inbounding the ball is Sendrowski. Morial takes the ball just outside of the half-court line, dishes it down. Three-point attempt for Sendrowski was no good. Rebounded by TJ. Flynn, nice scoop shot in the middle for two. Wetzel, nice drive to the hoop. Lays it in for two. It's 21-20, TJ. 4:05 left in the quarter. And Wetzel's called for a push on that drive. That is her first foul of the game. Inbound under the hoop by TJ. Shot attempt is partially blocked and picked up by Sendrowski. Up ahead to Morial, to Gemma Walker. Walker with the lay-in, and it is good. That's 9 points for Walker.
Game's not over yet.
Three-point attempt by number 2, McCabe for TJ. Floats out of bounds. And checking back in for TJ is Berberich. She's replacing McKenna Haggerty, number 24. Peters is taking a 30-second timeout with the score 22-21 Peters Township and 3:31 left in the second quarter. Same lineup for Peters coming out of the timeout. Khalil inbounds to Morial. Morial's coming down the center. Dishes off to Walker on the right. Into Wetzel. Attempted strip fails. Passed off to Morial for a 3. 3 is no good. Tipped out of bounds by Peters Township. It'll go over to TJ. McKay bringing it up to center. Passed off to the right. And the drive by 12 Pugh was no good, and she stepped out of bounds as she grabbed the rebound. Turned over to Peters. Three-pointer from Wetzel is good from long range. That's her second 3 of the game. She's got 12 points overall. And the ball is almost tied up by Wetzel, but no whistle. Dished out to 32 Atkinson for a 3 that's no good. Wetzel comes down with the rebound. Tough pass to Morial. She does come down with it nicely. Dishes it off to Sandrowski for a 3. Oh, sorry, that was not a 3. That's only a 2 for Sandrowski. That was a 2 by Flynn. Score 28-23. Peters Township on top. 1:38 left in the second quarter. Ball just turned over to TJ. And that's Walker fouling number 1. Berberich will go to the line for 2.
Peters Township foul number 21, Gemma Walker, at the line for
That's Walker's first.
Returning for Thomas Jefferson, number 24, Anne-Marie Graham. Returning for Peters Township, number 5, Sarah Gill.
Bewick checking back in for Peters. She replaced Khalil. First shot was no good by TJ. Second shot is up and good by Berberich. And Wetzel is being called for an illegal screen. And she comes out being replaced by Molly Kubistek. Wetzel's on the sideline flexing her shoulder. Hopefully she's okay. In the meantime, number 12 for TJ attempts a 3, but no good. Pushed up ahead to Sandrowski. Back over to Walker. Walker dribbles into the lane. Layup is no good. Rebounded by TJ. And then dished off to McCabe.
Nice. Oh, good hustle, Gemma.
That's a tie-up by Gemma Walker on the mishandle by TJ. Possession hour in favor of Peters Township. It's a 3-point attempt by Sandrowski. Rims out. Goes out of bounds to TJ. Sub coming in for Peters Township is number 25, Khalil, replacing number 5, Sammy Bewick. .21 seconds left. Peters Township up 28-24. Down to 16 seconds in the first half.
Help.
Layup attempt is no good. Rebounded by Khalil. Up to Morial for a last second shot. And it is no good as time runs out in the second quarter. As we reach halftime, the score is Peters 28, TJ 24. Welcome back, viewers, as halftime winds to a close. We'll just take a look at the scoring leaders here on each team. We've got Natalie Wetzel leading Peters Township. She's got 12 points. She does have 2 fouls. We'll have to keep an eye on that as the second half continues, or starts, I should say. Gemma Walker following up with 9 points. She has 1 foul. On the other side, Lakeland Flynn is the high scorer for TJ. She's got 13 points. And we're ready to begin the second half. Peters Township Indians against Thomas Jefferson Jaguars. Score is Peters 28, TJ 24. And Jaguars inbound the ball to start the second half. That was a save attempt by Bewick. Stepped on the line, and it will stay TJ ball. Inbounded to Flynn in the lane. Jump hook is no good. Rebounded by Bewick, and off to Kale. Kale down the left side to Morial. Back to Kale at the center top. Into Wetzel. Wetzel makes a move down the lane. Dishes it out to Kale. It was deflected. Kale up top to Bewick. She drives the lane, in for a layup, and is fouled going up. Foul is on number 12, Pugh. That's her second. Sammy Bewick shooting 2. First shot off the front iron, no good. Second shot for Bewick is good. Makes the score 29-24, Peters. McCabe coming down through the lane and is fouled, and it is good.
On the bounce for number 2, Riley McCabe. Peters Township foul number 10, Grace Kale.
Foul was on Kale. That's her second. And there'll be 1 shot for McCabe. And that shot is good. 29-27, Peters Township leading. 7:14 to go in the third quarter. Nice dish inside to Morial, and the running jump shot is good. Travel there by TJ. Turnover for Peters Township. And there's no inbounds there. Peters making a substitution. Gemma Walker coming out and being replaced by Perry Sandrowski. This is Kale coming up with the ball. Dishes off to the right to Bewick. Back up top to Kale. She dribbles down to the right, passes it into the lane for Bewick. Struggle for the ball, but a 3-point shot attempt by Sandrowski is good. That puts Peters back up 34-27. Rebound underneath by Sammy Bewick, and she was fouled on the play. That foul is on Atkinson. That's her second. This is Morial bringing up the ball. Dishes down to Sandrowski. And Sandrowski loses the ball out of bounds, and it turned over to TJ. This is McCabe. McCabe down the right side. And there's a dish down the center, deflected by Wetzel, and then intercepted by Morial. She's pushing the ball up. Off to the left to Kale for a three. And that three is no good. And Bewick lucky not to get called for a foul on that rebound attempt. TJ is coming away with the ball. Intercepted in the lane by Bewick. Dished off to Kale. Kale manages to keep the ball, gets it to Morial, over to Sandrowski for a three. That's her second three in this quarter. There's a three attempt by TJ, and it is good by number 24, McKenna Haggerty. And Thomas Jefferson takes a 30-second timeout. And the score is Peters Township 37, TJ 30, 5:13 to go in the third quarter. And it's Peters Township ball after the timeout. Bewick to inbound to Morial. That's Gemma Walker back in the game. She just dished off to Wetzel. Wetzel to Morial. Circles to the top. Down to Walker again. Walker in the lane. And she gets fouled. That foul's on 32, Atkinson. That is her third. Morial to inbound under the basket. Up top to Walker. Walker spins, drives the lane, and it is up and it is good, and she's fouled. That foul was on McCabe. That's her first. And Walker will shoot one. That shot is up and good for Gemma Walker. Score Peters Township 40, TJ 30. 4:45 to go in the third quarter. Shot attempt in the lane was partially blocked. Coming away with it now is Morial, up to the left side to Walker, and she is called for a travel. And the ball goes back to TJ. He'll inbound on the near sideline. Inbound comes to McCabe. McCabe over to Berbovich. That was a two-shot attempt, no good. Here's Wetzel. No good, in and out. Rebounded by TJ. They're pushing it up a little bit. And she'll back out a little bit now and set up the offense. That shot attempt was by Berbovich, deflected out of bounds by Wetzel. It'll remain TJ ball. Comes into Flynn, up to the top to Haggerty, and then over to Berbovich. Berbovich dribbles, hands it off to Flynn. Flynn to the middle, dished back out to McCabe. McCabe, three-point attempt is no good. Rebound by Bewick. Bewick over to Morial. She settles things and brings it up. Here's Walker driving the lane. And she falls down and is fouled. That foul is on Berberich. Walker will shoot 2. That's 5 team fouls already on TJ in this quarter. First shot by Walker is good. Pugh comes back in replacing Atkinson as Walker takes her second shot. That second shot is up and good. Score 42-30, Peters Township leading. 3:10 left in the third quarter. That's Pugh defended by Bewick. Dishes off to Flynn. Flynn back to Pugh driving the lane. Dishes off to Haggerty. And Sammy Bewick will be called for a foul, trying to break up that pass. That's Sammy's third foul of the game. Carolyn Summer coming in for TJ. TJ to inbound under their own basket. Inbound comes to Summer. Dishes off to Haggerty. Haggerty over to McCabe. McCabe's up at the top. She drives the lane and has a layup and is up and good. 42-32, Peters Township. This is Wetzel in the middle with a little jump hook, but it misses. Rebounded by TJ as they push up the floor. And we got a foul, no shot. Foul before the shot. Foul's on 34, Perry Sandrowski. And into the game is Grace Kale replacing Bree Morial. Nice steal there by Sammy Bewick. She's taking it down the lane, up and good. Three-point attempt missed by TJ, pulled down by Wetzel. Up ahead to Kale, and then to Gemma Walker. Gemma in the lane spins and lays it in with the left. (46-32) Peters. And there's a foul on that shot attempt, fouled by Gemma Walker. Lakeland Flynn will go to the line for 2. And here comes Flynn's second shot. Second shot is up and good. Berberich back in the game, replacing Flynn. And Walker called for a travel on that move. It's a turnover, will go to TJ. Peters Township substitution is for Molly Kubistek replacing Sammy Bewick. (46-34) Peters Township. 1:22 left in the third quarter. Oh, bad switch there by Peters Township. They're lucky that shot did not go in. And it's rebounded by Grace Kale. After a scramble, she comes away with it again. Deflected down to Walker. Inside to Wetzel. Wetzel goes up for a layup. No foul called, but she did get the points. And we got a whistle. Timeout, Peters Township. Peters takes a 30-second timeout. There's 45 seconds left on the clock in the third quarter. Peters leading 48-34. TJ inbounds under the Peters basket. Bringing it up is number 2, McCabe. McCabe dribbles right. Hands it off to Haggerty. Haggerty to the center for a 3. The 3 is up and it's short. And it falls out of bounds. Peters Township ball. And sub coming in is Morial. She's replacing Kale. Inbound it to Walker. Walker dribbles, brings it down the center. It's a little trouble handling. It dishes off to Sandrowski. Sandrowski for 3 is off the front rim. Rebounded by Kubistek. Kubistek up with the rebound and the lay-in. It's her second field goal of the game. Drive down the lane, missed. Rebounded by Wetzel, but stolen away by TJ. And coming up here is 22, Summer. Deflected out of bounds. It stays with TJ. And that attempt at a last-second shot missed. At the end of the third quarter, Peters Township 50, Thomas Jefferson 34. The teams take the floor to start the fourth quarter. Peters Township 50, TJ 34. Team fouls are 4 for Peters Township, 5 for TJ. And it's Peters ball. Bewick inbounds to Morial. Morial around the right. Into Wetzel. Wetzel handoff to Walker. Walker around the right-hand side. And up for a layup. It is no good. And they called a charge on Walker. That's Gemma Walker's third foul. Inbounds for TJ. Bringing up the ball is McCabe. Burbridge is being hounded by Morial. Walker intercepted, but they turned it back over to TJ. At the top of the key now with the ball is Flynn. Flynn over to Burbridge. Burbridge down to Flynn again. That's a 3-point attempt for Flynn, and it is good. Score 50-37, Peters Township. Dished into Wetzel. Wetzel in the lane. Ball is deflected away, and it will stay Peters Township ball. Morial to inbound under the basket. Throws it up top to Walker. Hand off to Wetzel. Wetzel for 3. And off the front rim, no good. TJ trouble handling it, but it does come away to McCabe. She settles things and brings it down. Off to the left for Burbridge. Into Pugh. And Pugh is called for a travel in the lane. Coming in now for Peters Township is Grace Kale, replacing Perry Sandrowski. The score 50-37. Walker will inbound the ball under the TJ basket. TJ applying some pressure now. Gets into Kale. Kale up to Wetzel. Over to Walker and then back to Kale. This is Bewick handing off to Wetzel. Wetzel dribbling and loses the ball. Picked up, though, by Sammy Bewick. Back to Wetzel in the lane for a little jump. And it is good. Wetzel with 16 points at this point. That three-point attempt was no good by Flynn. Rebounded by Morial. She pushes the ball up the court to Walker. Walker with a lot of room. Dribbles to the middle and gets fouled. She'll be shooting 2. That foul was number 1, Berberich. That's Berberich's 4th. And Walker will shoot 2. And the refs made a correction. That foul was on McCabe. That's her 2nd. And the first shot by Walker is good. And the second attempt by Walker also up and good. 5:46 to go, 54-37, Peters Township leading. And Peters switches to his own. And on that drive by Flynn, there's a blocking foul called on number 5, Sammy Bewick. That's Sammy's 4th foul. Looks like she's going to come out. And Lakeland Flynn is shooting 2. And Kubistek does come in to replace Bewick as Flynn makes that first of the two foul shots. Score 54-38. And she's also good for the second. 54-39, 5:38 remaining. Walker off to the left to Wetzel. Wetzel dribbles up to the top to Grace. Grace Kale down the lane and misses that shot. And on the rebound attempt over the back, Molly Kubistek is going to be charged with a foul.
Here's Township foul number 4, Molly Kubistek. At the line for Thomas Jefferson.
We're in 1-and-1 situation now as that 17 fouls on Peters Township. Riley McCabe shooting 1-and-1. And that first attempt rims out, rebounded by Gemma Walker. And a foul on TJ. We'll go down to the other end and shoot.
TJ foul number 2, Riley McCabe.
That foul was on Riley McCabe.
Here's Township 21, Gemma Walker.
Walker at the line shooting 1-and-1. And that first shot rims out, rebounded by TJ. Three-point attempt is no good by Haggerty. It's a scramble for the ball, recovered by TJ, but then called for a travel. Peters ball, Molly Kubistek to inbound. A couple of subs coming in for TJ. Number 12, Pugh, and 32, Abby Atkinson. Kubistek inbounds to Kale. She'll bring it up herself. Off to the left to Walker. Walker surveys. Up to the top to Morial. To the right, Kubistek. This is Wetzel up top. To the left for Kale. Down in the lane to Kubistek, wide open for 2. 56-39, Peters. Here's a three-point attempt by Atkinson. Bounces off the back iron, but rebounded by TJ. They're resetting up top. This is Pugh over to Haggerty. And a bad pass picked off by Bree Morial, and she comes in for the layup, which is good. And Thomas Jefferson calls a timeout. Score 58-39, Peters Township. 4:22 remaining in the fourth quarter. TJ inbounds the ball. 4:20 left in the fourth quarter. 58-39, Peters Township leading. Off to the left to Flynn. Back up top to McCabe. And then around to Pugh. Pugh in the center. That's Flynn, and it's no good. Rebounded by Wetzel. She dishes off to Kale. Kale over to Morial. Morial dribbles up to the top to Walker. Walker over to Kubistek, and it is taken away by Pugh. And it's a kick by Peters Township. The ball will stay with TJ. .346 remaining. TJ inbounding under their own basket. 58-39 Peters. This is McCabe in the lane. Shot attempt is no good, but she is fouled. Foul is on 10. Grace Kale. Shooting 2 will be McCabe. That's Grace Kale's third foul. First shot is no good. Second shot is good by McCabe. And Milana Khalil comes in, replacing Molly Kubistek. 58-40, 3:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Peters Township has been in control for most of the second half of this game. This is Morial dribbling around, passes off to Kale. Dish to Morial, back up top to Walker. Walker holds. And timeout is called by Peters as TJ was about to attempt a trap. Peters is taking a full timeout. There's 3:09 left in the fourth quarter. They're leading 58-40. And back after the timeout, Walker to inbound. Inbounds to Wetzel. It's deflected away, and TJ steals it, comes away with the ball. And laid up and in by Lakeland Flynn. Peters having trouble getting it over half court. And a failed attempt to save it by TJ. The ball will stay with Peters Township. Inbounded to Kale, and she's fouled on the inbound by number 2, Riley McCabe. That's McCabe's fourth. Going to the line will be Grace Kale, shooting 1-1. Couple of subs coming in for TJ, number 1 Berberich and 22 Caroline Summer. And the first one-on-one, no good, but deflected back by Wetzel, but TJ comes away with it. This goes over to Flynn. Flynn in the middle for Caroline Summer. Summer in the lane, dishes back out to McCabe. McCabe in for Flynn. Flynn layup attempt is fouled. That foul's going to be on Milana Khalil. That's Khalil's first. 2:29 left, 58-42. Peters leading. Lakeland Flynn shooting 1-1. Sorry, 2. Shooting 2. That was on the shot. First shot is good.
And 32, Abby Atkinson.
Sammy Bewick checking back in for Peters Township, replacing Milana Khalil. And with the second shot now is Lakeland Flynn. That shot is also good. Makes the score 58-44 Peters with 2:26 remaining in the fourth quarter. And getting called with the shoulder is Gemma Walker. That's Walker's 4th. And TJ starting to chip away a little bit at this lead with 2:21 remaining. That ball deflected in the lane, but TJ keeps it. And the layup is up and good and a foul. That foul is on Sammy Bewick. That should be her 5th. And Sammy does come out of the game, being replaced by Perry Sandrowski. It's one shot for Flynn. 58-46 Peters. That shot is good. 58-47, 2:11 left in the fourth quarter. This pressure is tough for Peters Township, but they do manage to inbound the ball. This is Walker coming down the right side, and she is fouled by number 12. That's Josie Pugh. That's her 3rd. And Walker will be shooting a 1-and-1. Molly Kubistek checks back in for Peters Township, replacing number 34, Sandrowski. Walker shooting 1-and-1 with an 11-point lead. These shots are pretty important at this point in time. And the first one is good. $59-47, one shot. Her second shot off the front rim and goes in. 60-47, 2:05 remaining in the fourth quarter. Peters calls a timeout. After that timeout, 60-47, Peters Township leading, 2:05 left. Possession arrow in favor of TJ at this point. Peters Township has 10 team fouls. TJ has 9. Coming up the floor is Riley McCabe. Off to the right to Lakeland Flynn, down to Berberich, back up to Flynn, and again to McCabe. Over to Berberich, into Flynn, deflected away by Peters, taken by Grace Kale, and up to Gemma Walker. Walker with a short jumper in the lane, off the front rim, gets her own rebound, puts it up, and good, as she is fouled.
PJ foul number 1, Julie Berberich.
Walker's shot is good. The score now 63-47 Peters, 1:41 remaining in the fourth quarter. Travel, looks like a travel there on Riley McCabe, and it's a turnover to Peters. Peters bringing in some subs now. We've got Emma Kale replacing her sister Grace Kale. We've got Maya Klistik and 44 Daniela Radulovic check into the game. 63-47 Peters, 1:33 remaining. Walker inbounds to Morial. Looked like they attempted a foul there, but it wasn't called. And this is Walker bringing it up. Gets it across the half-court line. Attempted pass is intercepted TJ comes the other way. This is Lakeland Flynn. Her pass is deflected away by Peters. It will stay Thomas Jefferson ball. And they'll inbound under their own basket with 1:16 remaining, 63-47, Peters leading. Pass comes in to Lakeland Flynn, off to Riley McCabe. Up top to Caroline Summer, over to Berberich for a three-point attempt that rims out. Scramble for the ball in the lane. Jump ball is called. Possession belongs to Thomas Jefferson. It will stay in this end. 1:03 remaining, 63-47, Peters. Three-point attempt by McCabe. Rims out. Deflected out by TJ, but grabbed by Peters Township. And McHale comes down the left side. They try to foul her, but don't get the call. It's up at top for Brie Morial. Over to Khalil, back to Morial. Peters trying to just hold the ball here. Attempted pass in the lane was deflected away and stolen by TJ. Layup attempt failed by Flynn, rebounded by Peters. Ball goes out of bounds to Peters Township. Sub coming in, number 32, Abby Atkinson, replacing Lakeland Flynn for Thomas Jefferson. 33.2 seconds left, 63-47 Peters. They'll inbound under the TJ basket. Long pass down. Intercept attempt and a foul is called. Foul is being on number 1. I believe number 1, Julia Berberich. We'll find out. That is her 5th. She'll come out of the game, being replaced by Josie Pugh. 63-47 Peters, 31.2 seconds remaining. Emma Kale shooting. First shot misses. Alina Sopku comes in and replaces Brianna Morial. Kale's second shot is up and it's good. 64-47, Peters Township, 28 seconds remaining. Drive in the lane, fouled before the shot.
Peters Township foul number 1, Emma Kale.
That foul is on Emma Kale, number 1.
At the line, TJ number 2,
Riley McCabe at the line for TJ. 64-47. She has 2 shots. First one is good. Second shot also good. The score is now 64-49. 23 seconds remaining as Emma Kale brings it up the left side. Spins around, takes it around to the right. Dishes off to Klistic. Into Radulovic for a layup. She is fouled. 10.3 seconds to go. Radulovic goes to the line. 64-49 Peters. That foul was on Riley McCabe, and she fouls out of the game. Being replaced by Anne-Marie Graham. Radulovic with 2. First shot off the front rim, no good. 64-49 Peters, 10.3 seconds remaining. Second shot by Radulovic. Rims around and in. Here comes TJ with 6 seconds on the clock. And the shot by Abby Atkinson is no good. Final score, Peters 65, Thomas Jefferson 49. Thank you all for watching tonight's game. Hope you enjoyed it. And we will see you at the next Peters home game.